Hello, Gemini, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of October 5th through the 11th. And during that time, we have a full moon coming up on the 7th. And then, of course, we move into the waning gibbous energy. The full moon energy can sometimes happen even as that full moon is amping up. So maybe the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, I feel that really for a few days before and after. And that's just, a lot of times you can feel there's just like heightened emotions, heightened energy. Some people can are prone to feeling a little overwhelmed or anxious or snappy and irritable. I know I don't usually get too irritable myself. I do have changes in my sleeping pattern, but I just get very, very energetic and creative. So it kind of depends on where, how that moon affects you. So pay attention to that. We then move into the waning gibbous energy, which is just that letdown of that full moon energy. Really good time for self reflection, rebirth, and maybe even a nap. Just relax, kind of recharge a little bit. Good time to get rid of bad habits and negative thinking. So keep those moon energies in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading, Gemini. So, as always, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't on the table for someone else. And your overall message for this reading: be bold and make the first move. All right, let's see what the Gemini Collective has going on for the week. As I'm shuffling, I would like to say that my fun weekly reminder this week is that you take some time to get out into nature. So, take a walk in the woods, maybe find a beautiful park or just some area, that's nice, a good natural place to go. Whatever parks or whatever you have near you, but take time to really and stop and connect with the miracle of nature. This could be, studying a tree or a plant for longer than you normally would. This could be getting out at night, maybe, star watching that full moon. So just get out in nature and just close your eyes, really connect with nature and enjoy. That is my fun weekly reminder this week. All right, Gemini, let's see what's going on with you guys. October 5th through the 11th. Be bold and make the first move. All right, Gemini, your present energy is Three of Cups. So kind of in a celebratory mood. Maybe things are going well and you're just kind of, relaxing with friends and family. And that's nice. That's great. I like that mood. Your current situation right now is a little bit of rest and meditation. So for some of you, you might be maybe you get a long weekend at some point here to take a break. During this week, you're able to rest and meditate and relax and have a good time, and I like that. At the root of your situation is the Knight of Cups. So, this would be action in the way of, perhaps romance, also, perhaps just kind of connecting with others. And, this is just moving forward with your emotional cup and just letting the people around you know how you feel. I mean, this could be, letting friends and family know how you feel during some sort of celebration here. Resting and meditating, again, it could be some romantic energy also, which is, that's never a bad thing. At in your recent past here is the Nine of Wands. So it looks like you've kind of been through it and you had a time where you were doing a lot of self-reflecting, maybe last week, that sort of thing. You've had a time period where you're kind of looking over your past and maybe you're just letting some things go. And that's why you're able to rest and meditate this week and kind of relax and let your hair down a little bit. What is on your mind this week is the Eight here of Wands. So some things coming in, and I'm wondering, like, is this thoughts, things happening, things are coming in very quickly. Your original card here was be bold and make the first move, and I'm not sure. Looks this might be some change. It's kind of going to catch you off guard, kind of while you're in this relaxing and kind of partying mode, that boom, here comes some things, and there's another one, and you're like, whoa, what's going on with what's happening here? And it doesn't necessarily have to be negative things. It's just the thing like change, things that are coming in. You're like, oh, well, that's new, that's different. So kind of just wait and think about that when things, you know, just things. There's things coming in fast. Again, I don't see it as positive or negative. I'm just kind of neutral on it at this point in your reading. What is just ahead of you this week is a little bit of indecision. about something with the Two of Swords, and that's okay. That's okay to just be thinking about things. And maybe it is something to do with these things that are coming in. And it's like, I need to think about this for a minute. I'm not really ready to make a decision. Um, all right, let's keep going and see what we have here. In your advice position is the Two of Wands. So now we've got a couple of twos on the table, which you might want to look up angel number 22. But the advice is to really think about your future and think about, are you going to stay where you are? Are you going to go bigger? You've got the world in your hands. Are you fine where you are? And it's that time now, especially right after the full moon, where we kind of do that little self-reflection and evaluation of where you are, and maybe you're fine where you are right now, but are there changes that you want to make in your immediate future? This could be, something like health changes, or, just exercise, your something about your environment, maybe just painting a room, moving some furniture around, things, what are the things that you want to do to make your life a little bit better? And again, it could be very small things to big things. You might want to plan a vacation, do something that really gets you out of the element. So, but it looks like there's some sort of catalyst for this thinking for these twos, this may be indecision or thinking about the future. You haven't even really considered everything yet, but it's definitely got, the ball's rolling on it for some reason for you. What is beyond your control is the World card. So beyond your control is just balance. I mean, I feel like you're in a good place right now. You're thinking about the future here. Again, you've got things coming in, but I don't see them again as being negative or positive. It might just be information that's just coming into you for some reason. Um, and that's okay. It could be positive information too. I don't see that as being negative. What is your secret desire, or what you're trying to avoid, is the Four of Cups, which is our card of dissatisfaction. So of course I hope you're trying to avoid that, and that's not your secret desire. So, now we've got two fours on the table too. So 22, 44, numbers that you might want to be looking up to see if they also offer some guidance for you in whatever's going on this week, because you're kind of all over the place. I don't see, and and what I mean by that is I feel like you're kind of at a stasis, right? I don't think that there's a lot going on. I think there might be information coming in. Again, I don't think it's negative. Positive might just kind of fall off of you. But you're just kind of at a chill point right now. Anyway, it says be bold and make the first move. Let's see if your final card has anything to do with that. Outcome is a little bit of stress and anxiety. And maybe that's about these swords that are coming in. So again, I don't know what this information is. It doesn't appear to be, again, negative or positive. It's almost like it's just change. And also now we've also got two nines on the table. So a lot of repeating numbers for you here with the 99. We've got the 22 here and the 44. So a lot of repeating numbers. Let's see what is hidden from you this week. Is celebration. So we had some celebration here at the beginning, but now that brings us three fours on the table, a number that's very close to my heart because I see it all the time without fail. So 444 might be something that you do want to look up to see if that's meaning anything for you. What you need to be bold and make the first move on, I'm not sure. Maybe it's the step towards your future and thinking about the future, and maybe just being bold and dealing with whatever, managing these changes that are coming in for you, if that makes any sense. It's definitely, again, your reading's kind of all over the place. I don't see anything super specific happening. It's almost like you're just kind of there this week and you're kind of being reactive to things, but you are resting and meditating and you're in a good mood. I don't see it as being a bad week, but there might be something that comes in that is kind of concerning you and keeping you up at night, so pay attention to whatever that might be. Let's see what the Soul Oracle deck says for you, Gemini. Soul Oracle deck for Gemini, October 5 through 12. Retreat. Yeah, that makes sense with whatever that rest and meditation, yeah, that I just don't feel like there's a lot going on with you this week, that you're just kind of, maybe in your own head a lot. I don't see a lot of interaction even with other people, that this is just, it's kind of like a mundane go through life week. There might be some things that you're being indecisive about and something you're a little bit stressed about. When it comes to self-care, the card that comes up for you is needs. And it says, do you need more time to yourself, a break from thinking too much, a kind encounter with a friend, your needs matter and it's time to honor them. So, what is it that you might need this week? And maybe this Be Bold and Make the First Move is about, scheduling that time with friends and family. Hey, let's get together and have a good time. Let's have a few drinks. Let's play cards. Let's play a game. Let's laugh, and because I do feel like your week is just kind of plain. It's kind of what it is. I don't see, no big celebrations coming in, but you might want to gather together with people. But again, look up these repeating numbers because we've got 444, 22, and 99 coming in. So see if those numbers mean anything for you this week. And maybe it can be even more clear than this was because I just feel like it's a pretty chill week for you, which is fine. That's fine. Not every week has to have a big thing happening in it. Sometimes we're just kind of living and going along and having just a normal week, which is fine. So, Gemini, best of luck with this week. I do hope you do find some time to relax and hang out with your friends and family, and whatever is on your mind at the end of the week. Again, we're in that full moon time, and sometimes that's just heightened emotions, and things can maybe get to you a little more than they normally would. Do a little meditation through that, get yourself through it, and then when we get into that waning gibbous energy, it's a little calmer. So I wish you the best of luck with this. If you're comfortable sharing, let me know in the comments what it is that you might be going through. Also, I do readings every week, so come back next week and we'll see, what happens with this, see if this energy continues or if there's something completely new here for you. Also, if you like my reading style, of course, please hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps my channel, but most importantly, it'll help you find me next week. So thanks so much, Gemini. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.